See, intercession is that we see something in our mind's eye. We see something in the spirit realm as to what God wants to do. And the reason why we contend for it is because that divine package, see what I did there online? You see that? That divine package coming from the divine warehouse has not yet arrived for. And we have to pray to get it here. And I wonder how often, while we are contending for the thing to come, that we just leave the place of contending. See, I believe that the ability to stay faithful in intercession, the ability to stay faithful in a prolonged place of praying for something, teaches us the greatest lessons about prayer. We're now in our third week of this sermon series. I hope you have been blessed by it thus far. Week 1, we talked about the why of intercession. Week 2, we talked about the how of intercession. If you're taking notes here and online, I encourage you to write this down. Today's sermon is called The Delay of Intercession. The delay of intercession. You see, I believe nothing forms the believer into Christ-likeness, like we talked about last week out of Paul's prayer in Ephesians 3, than unanswered, faithful intercession. Nothing forms the believer's heart greater than when you stay in the place of contending for things, though it has not come to pass yet. See, Jesus forms us. I have been formed, I think, in what we're going to look at here today, in 3 distinct areas in contending in a delayed manner. Number 1, it shapes my view of God. My ability to stay contending for something, though I don't see it come to pass yet, is fundamentally dependent upon how I see God. And in fact, almost all the time in my own life, as I have come to the place of prayer time and time again for the very same thing that is yet to come to pass, I find I haven't seen him rightly. I find that something about my perspective of him changes, forms in me, prepares me to see him rightly only in the way of contending for something does. Secondly, it forms my view of prayer. I find personally that I actually find the power of prayer to be greater after I've contended for something for a while than when I got it answered right away. The microwavable prayers that I pray some on Monday and see it happen on Tuesday don't actually build a lot of faith in my own heart for prayer. I mean, a little bit, but not a whole bunch. I have found when I've been contending for something for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then it get answered, that builds my faith in prayer greater than the ones that just happened the same week. My prayer life is formed